My dudes, I'm just here in Cali, Los Angeles. I'm actually in I'm at an Airbnb, probably the nicest I've ever been to. Uh, this place, I've been to places that were like, cat ladies, and they're all cool. It's less expensive than a hotel, so I guess can't complain too much. But yeah, I really like how white this room is. As opposed to mine, which is very colorful. Colorful as in bright colors. There's only like 3 or 4 colors in my room. Um, anyway, reason I'm doing this vlog is because I'm actually kind of curious how you guys feel about the end of Dragon Ball Super. I forget. Yeah, I just had a bagel and a sandwich. Us thick niggas gotta stay thick until the end of the week. At least it's gonna be tough going back. Anyway, what do you guys think about the end of Dragon Ball Super? How would you have done things differently? I know I would have done a lot of things differently, although there were some good things in this. To make things, I guess, easier, I'll talk about this in terms of from the view. Well, I'll talk about it as I see fit. I'll try to make this thing no longer than 20 minutes, but we're already at 2 minutes. No, I'm not an expert YouTuber or anything like that, so forgive me if I ramble. Um, so, just to keep things simple, I would keep the uh, universe 17 the same as it is. Uh, I originally thought it was very weird to pick 17, but he has more than pulled his weight. Um, I obviously you want more glory moments for all the characters, so yeah. Um, I think that the Pride Troopers should have been in the competition longer. I just think I feel that way. I feel like they should have just waited out until everybody else was being knocked out or whatever, and then thrown their towel into the ring. Uh, it would have been menacing as fuck if you see like not only Jiren, because he's menacing, but you see all 10 of them just standing there like boss as fuck at the top of a fucking at the top of like some piece of rubble or whatever, and then you have anybody that would try to approach them would get speed blitzed by Dispo. Um, that way, nobody's would even like it. That would be good because one, it would make them seem like they're the final boss, which I guess they are, but all of them can be the final boss rather than a few of them. But yeah, like anybody who would come near them would be like fucking speed blitz by Dispo until they're like Dispo can actually get some knockouts too, because I feel like Dispo, while really fast, and he looked pretty cool before he knocked out, they kind of made him look like out to be a bitch at first. I'm not sure if anybody else felt that way, but it seemed like he was a bitch because he was at first when he's first introduced. He was fighting a giant monster, and the giant monster got him, and then another when he as soon as he came to the competition, when he was fighting Hit, he was handling Hit, but before Hit advanced or whatever, I'm sure he would have destroyed him with his ultra light speed or whatever, which I don't. And then he fought Majikayo and got when he gets caught by Majikayo. So we were like him being a bad. I was not expecting him to be one of the big three at the end. I would have totally seen General Casserole being part of the big three, but not Dispo. This way, when he's speed blitzing everybody, like throughout the competition, as sort of a shield, more or less, that would make that would just be a good look for him. Like it would nobody would question that he should be top three. I mean I like his rabbit design and everything. He just looked um, too much like our dude Beerus. Um, so if they ever do if they ever do like a remake or they use his character, they should just change his color. Maybe a different color of purple, different shade of purple, or maybe even white. That'd be cool. Like he just looks straight up like a rabbit, just a tall, skinny rabbit, and we'd all appreciate that. Maybe gray as a nod to Bugs Bunny, or even blue. I mean, it doesn't matter. Um, he would still look menacing in any other color. Uh, but yeah, I do like how when he's getting serious, he gets really he's not humble. Let's just say that, and trash talker, kind of crazy. Uh, I mean, it's sort of like how in the not like a bad crazy, but like a good crazy. Like he's the pilot that like goes like ha ha, and starts laughing and shit, and everybody's like, oh shit, what? Yeah, he's a wild boy, but I would have loved to see just the Pride Troopers held off at least a little bit longer. Maybe not all of them make it to the end, but just a little bit longer, rather than being beaten by mostly being beaten by Caulifla and Kale. Okay, so anyway, and Universe 9, I believe, the furry universe. There was a bunch of good designs in there, including the Trio de Danger. Um, yeah, I like the dragon that was made of metal. That was pretty cool. I wish we saw a little bit more from him. Um, like the little rabbit girl, that she was pretty cute, and I like that fish man. But they really didn't do anything with them. They made the mistake of facing them way too early, and all at once, so they all got knocked out. What they should have done is it would have been interesting if the Trio de Danger, like everybody else can be thrown out as like throwaways for maybe the Pride Troopers, or maybe Universe 6, or even Universe 2. The Universe 2 is the one, the kamikaze fireballs are, aka everybody's favorite character, Ribrianne. Um, but, everybody else can be a throwaway. But it would have been interesting if we saw the Trio de Danger fight um, the humans, i.e., Krillin, Master Roshi, and Ten Shinhan, 3v3. Um, what's it called? This is how I would have done it. I would have done maybe 10 would probably fight Bergamo. Master Roshi would fight Lavenda, and Krillin would fight, just like Krillin would fight, what's his name? Uh, Basil, that's what his name is. I almost forgot the red one's name, the kicker. Uh, and I would just love to see like them have to strategize and have to beat these guys who are much stronger than they are. Um, I think like people scale the weakest of them, Basil, at around a Super Saiyan 2. So, yeah, like having to see them try to figure out how to get around these guys would be a great uh, gr- growth moment for them. And in a sense, maybe even Master Roshi. That's where we can tap Master Roshi out um, by like, okay, like he burns all his energy on Lavenda. Maybe do the Mafuba. It doesn't matter, but it would have been like satisfying. I think just as satisfying as Goku and Vegeta beating them, because they turned Super Saiyan Blue. They could have honestly, they probably could have taken them in base, but and Super at most. It was kind of ridiculous that they kind of went all out to fight all these people. Yeah. With Universe 10, um, yeah, we could just use Universe 10 pretty much to just be jabronis to anybody else. Just be jobbers. Let them other universes knock them out. Except there was this one character named Obuni. He was the guy who sort of he had this ability where he was making feints. Pretty much, he's able to not only appear but also make his presence somewhat be felt by other contestants. I mean, sorry, by like let's say you sense me in this bed, but you also sense me over over there at the other end of the room, and you sense me in the closet. You and you could just sense presences. You would. That's pretty much what his ability is. Like you're able to you sense his energy in more than one place. So if you're a fighter that doesn't fight with their eyes, um, rather than that fights not only with their sense of their real their two eyes, they also fight with their quote third eye. So you wouldn't be able to properly. There's just a little bit more slippery. I'm just a little bit more slippery. So he should have been like one of. I mean, he was the best person in their team, but they should have focused. Like they should have done like they should have had him fight a little longer. Maybe knock out a few people from Universe 9 or whatever. Just to build him up as maybe the best person from Universe 9, or is it? I'm sorry, 10. And God, I forget what the sumo wrestler's name was, but I liked him. He was kind of he looked like a pig man, and he was actually pretty strong too. He was taking Basil's attacks like a beast, and he was a sumo wrestler. Usually, though, in like shonen anime, when there's a tournament, there's always a sumo wrestler there, and I mean, they make him look super big, super imposing, and then he gets knocked out. But I don't know. Universe 4. Um, I mean, they could be jobbers too, although maybe they could just fight other people and get knocked out by other people rather than by Universe 7. Although I would give Master Roshi his kill streak there. Like he could take out like 2 or 3 people like he did in the anime. And as his sort of his swan song, if you will. And that's the funny thing about Master Roshi, though. Everybody's up in arms. It's like, oh, Master Roshi, why is he, back and bring? Why did they put Master Roshi in? And why is he so strong? Honestly, the way I see it is with Master Roshi, like he essentially retired in Dragon Ball. Like after he met Ten Shinhan, and he thought, okay, there's a possibility that this guy, he's a jerk asshole. He's on the path to evil, but it's not too late for him to come back to the right path. So after Master Roshi essentially tricks Ten Shinhan into seeing that there is another way in this, another way, not evil. He thought, okay, this is my time to fucking tap out. But then he gets killed by King Piccolo. He doesn't get killed by King Piccolo. He uses the Mafuba, and that was when he used the Mafuba, he actually died from the technique. Because it's just like I think the original lore for the Mafuba is that anybody who uses it dies. So you got one try, and he fails. And it's pretty funny. He fought King Piccolo and failed. He wasn't able to help for the Saiyans, and most of his friends died. He couldn't help to fight the androids, or Cell, or Babadi's men, or Majin Buu. So I imagine, like, he was sitting in the sidelines wanting to help his students and allies, but he just couldn't, because he was just this decrepit old man. Maybe it probably got to him, and it's like, well, I've lived a long life, and I can still grow. My students are still growing. It doesn't matter what age I am. He just goes back to the hyperbolic time chamber, or the room of spirit and time, if you prefer the Japanese terminology. Train for he could train in there for 10 years, and he would look the same age because he's already old, and probably be around the level of a Super Saiyan, if not somewhat shy of a Super Saiyan. But yeah, I'm glad they did that for Master Roshi, because, like, I honestly think it makes sense. People say, "Oh, how the hell is he so strong? How the fuck is this nigga so strong?" I don't. I mean, yeah, it's crazy how strong he got, but at the same time, like, we have to remember how he fought in Dragon Ball. He honestly, I would say from every person who's ever fought in this series, entire franchise, he's used the most techniques in, like, one single fight. Roshi is, I would have to say Roshi, not Roshi. Maybe Ten Shinhan comes close. Well, and during his fight during the tournament, now he just falls back on the Kikoho and the Shin Kikoho. But oh man, those. If you have never seen Dragon Ball, you got it. It is hands down the best series. I've watched it. It's so easy to watch. It's so funny. The dub's good, although not completely accurate when it comes to the mature portions of the show. And during some fights, you're going to want to turn on the Japanese, because they'll have this insert music that's really beast. The soundtrack to Dragon Ball is so awesome. You got to watch it. But yeah, I'm actually approaching 20 minutes. But fuck it, whatever. Anyway, so everybody, and then, I'd give Universe 7 little less shine to give other universes some shine, like Universe 3 with Anirasa and all that. But yeah, let me speed things along with let's. Okay, so we have Universe 7 versus 11 working towards the end. We have Universe 6. So for Universe 6, I think what they should have done. Actually, you know what? I think it's fine as is. I think it's fine as is. Although I probably would have preferred to see Piccolo fight the two Namekians by himself, and Gohan fight Caulifla and Kale in order to let Goku continue to recover. And them fusing together gives Gohan a really big problem, enough to which, he's really being pushed back. But then Gohan, he's able to unlock his new form that they alluded to in the beginning of the season, but didn't follow through on. I think that would have been good. He also, it would after that Gohan could have, rested up for like 30 seconds, because it seems like that it takes like seconds for them to recover, let them recover, get a breather after, unlocking the new form. And he can do that fight with Dispo again. And, I mean, he could still get knocked out, but yeah, that's how I'd do it. I'd give Ten Shinhan a fight with one of the Pride Troopers. Maybe he can get knocked out at the same time. I don't know. I like the idea, though, of him fighting General Casserole, because he's sort of like the squad leader, I guess. And I like the idea, I like the idea of General Casserole. He's uses his, instead of making energy blades, he actually makes an energy-based sniper rifle, and he's like sniping people from the stage before they, that could be another thing I was saying earlier about Dispo, how he can throw people out of the ring by speed blitzing them if they get near him. But Casserole can do the same thing. He can snipe people from afar before they even come near them with a energy sniper rifle. Sort of like I guess Green Lantern can do it, I guess. I mean, I don't know much about Green Lantern, but that would be beast as fuck if you. But then you have Ten Shinhan. He's like, okay, this is a fucking problem. I'm gonna have to deal with it somehow. So Ten Shinhan, right? He'd have to find a way to sneak up on Casserole and defeat him, or they get thrown out together. That way, he gets the shine of having beaten a big boss of his own. So we got Roshi covered, and Ten Shinhan covered. Then we have Krillin. It would have been interesting if Krillin actually did make it all the way to the final three against, but then he gets his shit. He gets fucking destroyed by Jiren. So let's just say he goes through, I like the idea of him going through, everybody. He's fucking shaking, he's scared, and he even resorts to using Destructo Disc, but it's Jiren just catches that shit with his teeth or something. I mean, not throws it back, but he I don't know. I like the idea of him being there till the very end and just completely being destroyed, and because with Krillin, it's not even about winning per se. It's about facing his fears, not being afraid anymore, being confident in his own strength. With Master Roshi, it was to that no matter how old you get, right, you can still improve. You can still, better yourself. With Tenshinhan, it was just Tenshinhan. It was just sense of urgency. He has to do this, but Tenshinhan hasn't been relevant since Dragon Ball. So so pretty much you could just have him fight strong people, have him go out like a beast. Um, then 17, leave 17 alone. How it was pretty good. Um, maybe have uh but yeah, I can't think of anything else right now. I'm getting tired. But actually, when I said Ribri Master Roshi, instead of fighting the Trio de Donge, he should fight the fire he should fight the kamikaze fireballs, and he should beat all three. That would be beast. Like they're overwhelming him though. They're overwhelming him at first, but then he has to go 100% to blast all three of them out at the same time. To which he completely just gives up. I mean, he has to give up because it takes so much energy to keep up with these women who arguably are strong, as strong, if not stronger, than Majin Buu. Uh, but yeah, I just imagine him being, you know, like actually, you know what? It'd be unrealistic for him to be able to fight all three at once. So he can take out one. Or just Ribrienne. Who knows? But anyway, tell me what you guys think. I'm pretty curious. I always love having Dragon Ball discussions. Blaine will tell you that Blaine and I are always, out of nowhere, we're just like, hey, how strong do you think this person is? Or, hey, it would be beast if this person did this or whatever. So, yeah, send me a message, and you guys have a good day.